Hey everybody, it's Andy. Welcome to my weekly show where I help you build a career you love. This is my absolute favorite time of week. Thursdays, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. I'm in Central Time Zone. Great to have you. You know, I actually didn't get a chance to look at the chat before before I got dialed up because I was in the shower about 3 minutes ago. But I am here now, and I can see you're here with me, rocking. Do me a favor. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what you need. Put some question marks, please, in front of the questions. We get these are fairly popular shows, so and I'm going to spend the entire hour outside of the first maybe 2 minutes answering your questions. So get in and say hi. I just want to make sure everything looks good. So I got a couple of quick announcements. Hey, let me. There we go. I got a couple of quick announcements today. So a number of you, actually 1,069 of you to be exact, have enrolled in my, or I should say registered for, my resume writing masterclass tomorrow. I cannot wait to see you. If you were fortunate enough to register before Monday, the deadline, we had, like I said, we had over 1,000 people register. The program is limited to 500 seats. That's basically what I pay for each month for the Zoom platform. So 500 of you can get in. Now, usually on live webinars, if you want to know some stats here, a normal turnout, depending on the topic, the time of day, who the trainer is, and so forth, somewhere between about 33% and could go as high as 2/3. We historically get about half to show up. For example, last time there was 850 people signed up. I think like 450 showed up. So we had no problem letting everybody in. But if you are serious about attending tomorrow, please, we are going to send you an email in the morning for all that made the registration date with your registration link so you can get the access link. We're going to open the gates, so to speak, an hour before we start. So 10 o'clock Central tomorrow, and 11 Eastern, the show's gates will open up for my 11 a.m. Central start time. So I just wanted to let you know that it's going to be a ton of fun, a ton of fun. Second thing I want to mention is we've got a job search bootcamp promotion going on. There's a live event that is 5 live sessions with me. Those are all private. They start next Wednesday. Over the course of the next handful of days, you probably started to get an email. Maybe you got one yesterday about this promotion. I want you to, if you are on the fence on this, please pay attention to your emails and look at all the love I sent you and all the success stories and all the insight I'm trying to give you about the benefits and the program itself. So we're not going to go through it today. I'm not going to demo it. And tomorrow at the resume writing class, I'm not going to demo it. This week is all about value. I just want to let you know it's there. So if you are on the fence, please pay attention to those emails, especially, I hope you're on my email list. So I just wanted to let you know that it's going to be a ton of fun. We have a great time with these. The success rate is off the charts, as you will see from the emails that I'm going to be sending you and the success stories and those kind of things. The last thing I want to mention is, can we all give a wonderful shout out and a good luck wishes to Kara, my lovely, talented, and very athletic partner. She is running the Boston Marathon on Monday. I think those are run on Monday. I don't know because I'm not good enough to qualify, but she is. So let's give her a big hand, and I'm also telling you this so that you can slow down your support questions while she's gone. Okay, but let's give her a big shout out. All kidding aside, she's a great runner, and I want to wish her lots of luck and join me in that. All right, so I think that was it. Maybe a couple of extra minutes. All right, so let's see, Rochelle. How are you? From Barbados. Love it. Steve, he's from Canada. We've become to know each other so well that he doesn't even need to bother telling me that anymore. All right, Rochelle, I've got your first question here at what looked like 9:30. So you were what, an hour and a half early. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, hey, I got my Can I Help You mug, which I always love, gets me in a good mood. All right, so Rochelle is asking, there is a job I'm interested in, but it's asking for completion of a certificate that I am currently working on acquiring. Should I apply or wait until I have the certificate to consider these roles? Rochelle, I love this question. And everybody out there, one thing you got to remember about job descriptions, regardless of what they say about required, desired, nice to haves, and so forth, the employer's job description is their absolute wish list. It is their dream person. Now, if you are currently engaged in getting a certificate, what I would do is, number one, Rochelle, I would apply with no hesitation whatsoever, because you probably have some experience with it, I'm guessing. And the second thing that I would do is on your resume, in your career profile, and if you don't know what that is, just go to my YouTube channel and type career profile, or hopefully you got into the resume writing masterclass tomorrow. I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to show you exactly what that looks like and give you a sample and all that good stuff. But in the career profile, you should put a sentence in there that says, currently attaining such and such a certification with target completion date of June 2019 or whenever it is. So that is cool. And then I would also put that in your education section, or if you have a certifications section, or wherever it is appropriate on your resume. Resounding yes, 100%, no hesitation. I hope that helped. All right, cool. Let's see. And Steve is giving advice, which I like. James Palmer, how you been? Gainesville, Georgia. Hello from Gainesville to the best career coach. Thank you for that. I'm having trouble upskilling. How do I get skills without a job and prove that I have these skills? So, James, obviously I don't want to qualify every question with this is my opinion, but this is also how I actually view it. And I will say that it's not just my opinion, but and when I say most, I mean over 90% of the employers that my executive search firm MileWalk has represented in our recruitment efforts over the 15 years that MileWalk has been open, virtually every, which is over 90% of the clients and companies we represent that are hiring people, are, if you have some experience in the way of, just like what Rochelle said about getting the certifications, nothing is stopping you from doing that. If you've demonstrated some effort in the way of, and this is kind of a technologist's term, but building a sandbox in your house, so to speak, not literally a playground, but an environment. If you're a technologist, are you building an environment where you are practicing that software? If you are a project manager, are you building an environment where you are practicing managing projects and all that good stuff? I mean, you can literally do this. So when our clients and most hiring companies see that, they really appreciate it. They know you're going to a great effort to do that. One other thing that I would do is, actually, I guess this is a two-parter. I have a video out there about, and I'm never going to remember the exact title, but it's basically how to brand yourself when you're changing careers. It's something like that. New brand for career changers. If you go to my YouTube channel and just type that in the search bar, it'll pop up. And I go into how career changers should, and by the way, whether you're changing careers or you're just trying to get to that next level, this applies to anybody like that, about how you can start putting editorials, LinkedIn long-form posts, and other things out there that will, when somebody looks at your profile, they will take notice that you are writing about the subject matter, and that will actually give them the impression that you have knowledge. Now, they're not going to go read all your articles, but that's another great way to do it, so you're actually you're not only gaining the skills, but it's one thing. So it's one thing for me to say to everybody, hey, I'm a super duper job search coach. It's another thing for me to show you that I have a program that you can enroll in for free, or a paid training, or whatever. So keep in mind, what you're doing in trying to get that job is, I mean, like it or not, it's no different than what I do when I try to promote my programs to you, right? So I have to have the knowledge, but I have to be able to market it. That last comment that I made about, and actually Kara is giving me the exact title, How Career Changers Can Establish Their New Brand. You not only have to upskill, but you have to brand yourself so that you are showing them that you are upskilling, or in the process, or have some working knowledge of it. That goes a long way. They're not going to read all those articles on LinkedIn that you write, or wherever you put them, but they will take note and they will skim them. And when they look at your LinkedIn profile, that will give you a head start in their mind that you are already working toward that. So I hope that helps. That is a really good one. And any of you that are changing careers or considering it or trying to hit that next level where you don't quite have the skills, check out my Career Changers playlist on YouTube. It's all packaged up there. So, and I don't know if you guys, so first thing is, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. When you go to the front page, I have tried to draw playlists for you. You know, job searching playlists, resume writing playlists, cover letter playlists, job interviewing playlists, and so on. YouTube only gives me so many lines or vertical columns, but I put them in rows to do that. So when I put my Your Inner Leader out there, my live office hours playlists, and so on, I have other playlists that are out there, like the Career Changers playlist, the Salary Negotiation playlist, some of these others that are not right there on the front page. So if you're ever wondering, click the playlists button and you'll find it. So I hope that helps. All right, Kevin Martinez. Okay, so I'm going to read this, and I have a whole bunch of qualifications. So Kevin Martinez is asking, hi, Andy. Kevin from Arizona. I've sent your 7-sentence cover letter, and I'm going to tell you what that is in a second, to 100 people and have only received 11 replies, but only 2 interviews. Are those stats awful? Any idea what could be wrong? Yes. Okay, so those statistics are low. And let me clarify what the 7-sentence cover letter is, and let me cite the areas that could be going wrong for you. So number one, everybody, just so you know I have this out there, I have a video called How to Apply When There's No Job Opening. Okay, so you've targeted a company, you like that company, maybe you're an engineer, you want to work for Motorola, but you don't actually see a system engineer or system admin position for what you want to do or what you're skilled for. So I've created a video for how to go about that and apply to that company. I've given you a seven-sentence cover letter, which is the boilerplate and the framework to do that. Okay, now when you send that 7-sentence cover letter in, the first thing is you got to be sending it to somebody who actually can field it. Okay, so you are applying effectively to a company. Now, if you're sending it to the wrong person and that person's looking at this like, what the heck is this? You're not going to get a response. The best thing for you to do is, if you don't know if there's a job opening, the best way to raise your stats is to try to target your boss or potential boss. The next best thing is to target the recruiter or HR department and actually send it to someone. So those stats look pretty low to me. Give you a great example, and I know this because this is fresh in my mind, but we had one of our boot campers. His name is Patrick. He sent me an email. I love this. And as a matter of fact, if you're following my emails, you will see the email because I put it in one of the emails to demonstrate this. He targeted 45 companies, got 24 responses, got 5 interviews. Okay, and he laid it down for me, you know, kind of who he was targeting and so on. You will have better luck, Kevin, targeting the right companies, targeting the right people, and also if you want to increase your stats, you will target the right size companies. So if you are sending the 7-sentence cover letter into very large organizations that have hundreds of positions that are open, it's a little more confusing to them. It's like, you know, dropping a pebble in the ocean. If you send the 7-sentence cover letter to medium and smaller size companies, you're going to greatly increase your chance and your response rate. So that is something I would take a look at. Just so you know, in the boot camp, in the job search boot camp, I have created a supplemental video and 10 networking templates. You're going to get an email about this. I'm going to show you specifically, even if you're on my email list, what those email templates are, what the inventory of those is, and the stats that people are getting, because I took pictures right out of the system because I asked everybody to tell me how they were doing. So Patrick sent me his email, other people wrote in the system, but you're going to see what those templates are. So the 7-sentence cover letter where you are applying where there is no job opening, you need to also not only do that, but be more creative on your networking. And that's the biggest part. I know I get a lot of emails from people out there that say, hey, I just want resume and interviewing help. Fact of the matter is, over 90% of the job search boot campers, when I ask them for the feedback and what ultimately led to their success in their finding of their new jobs, over 90% of them tell me that it was the job searching component, not targeting the right companies, identifying the right people, being proactive, knowing how to network, and so on. But nobody ever asks me about that. So that is usually where the problem lies. And if you had more weapons in your arsenal, you'd not only be able to target different types of people, sending them different types of communications, but you'd be a lot more effective because you'd have more at bats. So I hope that helps. Just another little plug for that boot camp, but I've given you a lot of free, covers and those kind of things that you can take advantage of if you can't get in the program. But it's certainly something to keep an eye out for. And at a minimum, what I would ask you guys to do is at least look at one of the emails that's probably coming. I don't know, maybe. Oh, actually, it might even be tomorrow, where I lay this out for you and what's included, so you can see that and how you can use them. All right, Rosabrand, how you doing? Aaron, how you doing? All right. Hey, Andy, thanks for all you give. You're welcome. Friday, I had a second interview with the next step being background and reference checks. Awesome. Tuesday, HR calls and leaves me a message that they got 2 more resumes this weekend. I'm still in the running, but they want to check out the 2 new as well. I called HR back and thanked him for letting me know. How bad is this? Any advice? Well, Aaron, the good news is 2 days ago, I released a video titled, 2 days. I loaded the video 3 months ago. I shot the video a year ago. But what to do when there are multiple candidates in the process. Literally, I just said it's about a 9-minute video. Check that out. I don't know if it's good or bad because I don't know the caliber of the individuals that they're looking at. Yes, it's unfortunate that 2 resumes popped in, but I would highly recommend that you check out that video and do what I tell you there. And if for all of you that have not seen the video, this is about from the moment you get into your screen, you're going to submit your resume and you get a screen. And then what to do in the initial screen, specifically what to ask, meaning what to tell the employer and what to ask the employer so that you get all the insight about candidates that are in the process and have been in the process or have been in the process and are no longer in the process, and what to do with all of that information and how to handle it along the way. It is absolutely gold for you guys that are in these processes that are likely to, you have to assume that there's other candidates that they've either looked at or that they will be looking at it. So really check that out. Aaron, when we hang up here at noon my time, I would go and watch that video. I really would. It's good. It's insider stuff, and it'll give you questions that you should be asking that most people do not ask, but that all employers are, 95% of them are happy to tell you. They really are, because it's a quid pro quo thing. Go check the video out. I go through all this. It's less than 10 minutes, and it'll go a long way. All right, Ali. Bluffton, South Carolina, how you doing? I've been working for the same company for 13 years and ready for a change. What's a good response to why I would want to join a new company? I don't know. I think that's a pretty good response. Sometimes, for all of you that have been working for companies for longer than 5 years, you can very easily talk about maxing out what it is that you're learning at your new company. It's been 13 years. If you are, so first thing, I don't want to talk out of both sides of my mouth here. If you've been in a company for a long time, doesn't have to be 13 years, could be 7, could be 20, doesn't matter. That's a long time, all right? If you as an individual own your career, you should be responsible for continually growing your skills, your responsibilities, and so on. If the employer is not helping with that, either you're not working hard enough, you're not doing the right stuff, they don't have faith in you, or maybe the company is just restrictive in that way. It could be any of those. It isn't, and it may have nothing to do with you. But you need to make sure that you're doing everything you can to stay fresh and frosty. Now, you might be doing that, okay? So let's say you are. Let's say you've gone the 13 years and just say, look, I've been in this environment for a long time. I feel like I've learned a lot, but I'm interested in seeing what else is out there because I feel like I would personally benefit and I want newer experiences working in even if it's the same industry but a different organization. I feel like being around new people would give me that infusion, that jolt of energy, and just kind of stimulate different parts of my brain and me. So believe me, when you have been at a company 13 years, that's the easiest explanation ever. Now, the question you should be asking me isn't how do I tell them I want to join a new company? It's how do you tell them why you want to join their company? And I'm not even going to go into the answer to that because I shot a whole video on there. Why do you want to work here? And that was a live office hours session. So go, and that's maybe 10, 15 minutes of teaching. So check that out. That's the question you should be focused on. I would not worry about why you're leaving your current organization. Ali, I hope that helps. Director LJ Lou from New York, how you doing? You are welcome. I think this might be a question. Final round site visit for a big multi-title role. Wonderful. At an academic institution. Great. They want to have a phone call tomorrow to discuss details of the position. Awesome. If they give a salary or range, do I stick to the plan? I love that. And not give an answer. I want to make it work. Many aspects. Yes. I don't want to say anything at this stage to turn them off. You won't if you stick to the plan. And actually, what's really funny that you mentioned that, okay, so obviously, Lou, you've seen this, but for those of you that haven't, my 4-sentence cover letter, so obviously this is not pertaining to Lou, but my 4-sentence cover letter has for a long time been my #1 most watched video on my YouTube channel. It's got like almost 900,000 views, okay? Or almost 1 million. And just the other day, my video, what's the best answer, or the best answer to what's your expected salary, just blew by it. So it's closer to 1 million. But that's what Lou's referring to. And the gist of this is at the screen. I'm not talking about on the application where you have to fill in, what either what you're earning or what you expect to earn or what your desired compensation or salary is. I know a lot of those systems want you to fill that in. But when you get into the process, and I give you the script in the video, I want you to avoid giving them a number or a range because at the beginning of the process, you can't do anything but hurt yourself. Just focus on what you want, not what you need in the way of salary. So believe me, if you've got the goods, they may look like they're huffing and puffing, but they're not. And I don't even want to go into a long explanation about this. Check the video out. Lou, the answer to your question is stick to the plan, man. And what I would really love is, after you do this tomorrow, after you have this phone screen, can you come onto this video, which will be, on my YouTube channel. It'll just be in the live office hours section or a recent upload, and let me know how that goes, because I always love to hear, if the advice worked, but I also like to know how you guys are coming along. So I hope you do that. All right, Myron. Hello, Andy. This is Myron from Georgia. Okay. Oh, George Floyd Parkway. Okay. Does it make sense after 50 to still go after another job or try to venture out as a freelancer? Myron, so first thing is yes and yes. I totally support what your desires are. I'm 52. I'll be 53 here in the next couple of months. While I own my own business, I really created a whole new business. And so I think that, I just got an email. Actually, I'm going to tell you this because this email I did not put in the emails that I'm going to tell you about the boot camp. We had a woman, her name's Laura, Lora, fantastic lady. She's 60 years old and high-powered person in media. And media is a tough business, but that's where a lot of her experience was. Got in the boot camp, just emailed me, got an awesome new job that was beyond the job she was interviewing for. She's got all kinds of great responsibilities, a huge pay increase, a sign-on bonus, a guaranteed first-year bonus, and a parachute clause should something go wrong. I try to tell you guys, 50 is not a death sentence. 60 is not a death sentence. If you know your value, you know how to search for the right things, you know how to sell yourself in the interviews, That's totally okay. Now, I have no problem if a company offers you an opportunity to be a freelancer or a contractor and just be a contractor, or if you want to be a contractor that's a temporary position, so a temp to hire, so contractor to full-time potential transition. All that stuff is great. And if you check out my YouTube channel and type in contractor or full-time and those kind of things, a video or videos will pop up that will speak to that. You know, should I consult while job searching and so forth? I go into all of that. So check that out. So my answer is, what makes most sense to me is what you want. Make what you want happen. Don't limit what you do based on what you think this world will accept. Limits are something you create in your mind. So forget all that. I want you, Myron, to go out and I want you to do what you want. Now, I have no problem if you pursue two paths and kind of see what happens. And if you get the right consulting situation, grab it. That's totally cool. You can keep looking for a full-time job while you're consulting. That's actually what the video is about. So check that out. I hope that helps. But I want you to do whatever you want to do. And what makes sense to me is what you desire. All right, hope that helps. Svetlana, how you doing? Pursuing opportunities overseas and have identified a few companies of interest and connected with some of their staff in my field. Wonderful. I love that. Please read on. Not sure how to correctly leverage these contacts to help me get a job, but I will definitely need their help given the complexity of the situation and preference for local candidates in the chosen markets. You're welcome, Svetlana. I would direct you to the answers in. I have a video out there about how to find an out-of-state job. I know yours might be out of country, but it's the same tactics. And then what I would do, watch that first. That's 9 steps. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even matter if you're looking for a job down the block, because these 9 tactics that I give somebody who is looking elsewhere apply, because the nature of job searching these days is a remote, in many respects, a remote aspect, even if I'm looking for something on the street corner, down the block. And then what I would do is I would go check out my networking video. I have a number of them, but the one specifically on job search networking, and that's how I would go about it. How to find an out-of-state job, how to find an out-of-state, steps to find I can't remember all the titles. There's 200 videos out there, come on. But how to find the out-of-state job, and then go look at the job search networking one. That's how I would do it. And I need to wake myself up. All right, Mike Morgan, how you doing? Whoa, buddy. Okay. All right. This is interesting. All right. Mike Morgan asks, Andy, can you address delays between verbal job offers and any formal activities, meaning a written offer, I'm assuming? I waited about a month between job offer and please fill out website stuff. Still no written offer. Okay, Mike. Okay, I don't have any good news on this one. First thing is, any organization that gives you a verbal, when they give you a verbal, should have some darn near, down to the bullseye accurate date of when you will get the written offer. As in, hey, it's Thursday at 11:28 Central Time. Mike, here's my verbal offer. I will follow up tomorrow with the paperwork. I will follow up Tuesday with the paperwork because the boss lady's out of town or whatever. Like, there should be like a boom, boom date. Okay? Now, some organizations will give you the verbal and then say, okay, you know what? Can we go through the process of checking the references or do the background check or something of that nature? I would not allow anybody to go and do a background check until I signed the paperwork, meaning give me the formal offer, I'm signing, now you can go do your paperwork. If they want to check references, I have no problem with getting the references in motion because you don't want that to delay anything. But I would not, release a background check until I knew I had an offer in hand and I agreed to it. I would not do it while I was haggling back and forth. Okay, now, to get back to your delay, I have absolutely no idea why there's a delay, but you never want to be without communication, as in, okay, well, hang on, you just gave me a verbal offer. Did some other candidate come up? Okay, wait, I got a true story. My brother was in a situation where he was going through something like this. The organization, the CEO, decided maybe he pulled the trigger too quickly, got with the board of directors, whatever, and scrambled and then decided to rescind the offer. That crap like that happens. Could be a million. It could be a million things. They could be wanting to roll it into the next quarter. So you might have got the verbal, in March, and they want to wait until April, which is now. But I mean, I don't know. That's not a good sign. And in this, by the way, I know a lot of you are, you're in need of a job, or you hate your job or whatever, and you really want that new job. But as somebody who sees this every day of my life, when companies pull stuff like this, it really irritates me because, I mean, they should be putting their best foot forward. Imagine, what is this company going to be like to work for if you go there when they can't even get you the simple paperwork that theoretically should be 90% boilerplate, right? I mean, it should be, here's your offer letter, here's your employment agreement, so on and so forth. You might have some addendum with bonuses and other things. But, I mean, unless you're hashing out all kinds of, parachute clauses, restricted stock units, phantom stock, whatever, this should not take this long. It should be like boom, boom. So I don't know that helps, hurts, or depresses you, but it's the truth. But I would immediately, as we're off this, go and I would call them and say, hey, listen, what's what? I would not be emailing back and forth. I would call my contact and say, what can I expect? Or what's the delay? You need to know that. All right, hope that helps. Moses, how you doing from Cameroon? Moses, I know you guys, I'm going to give you something for free here. I love cigars with Cameroon wrappers that come from Africa. I know, don't judge me. It's my one bad habit. Actually, I love wine too and martinis, but I love my cigars. Okay, Edgar. Hi, I would like to know what to respond to what's your expected salary if I already know the job and the organization and the people I will be working with. Edgar, what you don't know, actually, okay, wait. I'm gonna give you a little bit additional insight for everybody's perspective here. But go watch that video, and it's got almost 1 million views on my YouTube channel. It doesn't matter if you know the people. It doesn't matter if you know the job. It doesn't matter if you love your boss and want to marry her, okay? I don't care about all that. Up front, when you tell them, hey, I need to find out more, that is a delay tactic so that you get into the process. When you get down to the end, if they say, okay, you know all that now, what do you want? You then say, make me a fair offer, because Edgar, what you do not know is how much they value what you do, okay? It doesn't matter what you think the market pay is. It doesn't matter what you're willing to take at this point. It doesn't matter that you're willing to take $10,000 less than what you're currently earning, or that you need $30,000 more. What you need is more information. And so the best way to get that information is to make them give you an offer, verbal or written or whatever, but get an idea of where their head is before you say anything, because you will likely undershoot yourself. And if they come in lower than you're thinking, then you need to quickly rewind the scenarios and figure out how you didn't sell yourself, why they think your value is that low, do they not value this position? Or if you say, no, I kicked butt in the interviewing process and they still gave me a low number, now the information you have is maybe this company just doesn't have a lot of money, or maybe this company doesn't think that your position you're going to be hired into is worth it, or whatever. There could be a million things. But the point I'm trying to make is, assuming you're awesome, which all my people are, right? All you guys, I give you the benefit of the doubt. You got to find out at the end what you think, or what you want to know is what they think you're worth. And then what you do is you counteroffer. Okay, so that's, just watch the video and you'll get the tips there. And then what I would do before you do anything is then I would go and watch the rest of my salary negotiation videos, because you need to know how to do that in order to get paid, to get paid the right amount. All right, or max it out. All right, Ren, how you doing? John, how are you? All right, Ren's got a question. I've been working in Japan for the last 4 years as an HR training manager, but having a hard time finding a position that fits my wants and needs. I've diligently followed your cover letter and, where'd it go? Okay, resume, and have been receiving phone screenings and interviews. Awesome. However, I get the questions about recruiting and acquisitions, skill sets I am not fully familiar with. Should I cater my stories? Well, Ren, I mean, the first thing is, are you applying for jobs where those are big requirements in what you're going to do? HR training has nothing to do with recruiting. HR and recruiting are, while in some companies the HR person might manage the recruiters, these are not the same skill sets by millions of miles. The fact that organizations have HR and recruiting in the same department is a stale old fact from the fact that it's people related. All right, but getting the people and recruiting them in and talent acquisition is a completely different skill than managing them and their career development and all that other good stuff. Now, that's not to say that some person can't have both, but if you're applying for jobs where they're evaluating this part of your background and you don't have it, then you're either applying for the wrong types of jobs, which I doubt. I mean, I almost doubt it, because if you're getting interviews and you're getting the screens and all that good screens and the interviews and all that good stuff, you know, so if you have the skills, you can tailor your resume. If you don't have the skills, then I would be a little bit more diligent about which opportunities I'm applying to. So I don't know if that helps. And honestly, without talking to you and actually seeing your resume and your background and the organizations and the types of positions that you're targeting, it's really hard to tell. But I have a feeling it's one of those couple that I would just kind of try to isolate. So I hope that helps. All right, wait, I think I got Dimitri here. Okay, so what Dimitri's saying, all right, you are welcome for interview intervention and all the concepts. And what he's saying is, talking about my experience, I can tell my relevant stories to back up my declared qualities. Okay, that's cool. But stories are words. What are other ways to prove my qualities? I'm going to give you the best one and the easiest one. I mean, I could go all day on this question alone. I mean, this is like a 2-hour discussion. But, and when an interview will ask to prove my stories with something else. There's 2 ways that you win the interview with words, okay? And it is words. I mean, you certainly need to demonstrate things, and you can do presentations and these other things and case studies. But what I'm about to tell you is figuratively doing a case study every single time. And case studies are what win the interview. And the reason case studies win the interview is because when somebody asks you a question and say, tell me your story about how you did that project and how you ran it, what you're doing is you're going back and you're using your words and you're communicating about the process you went through. And what they're ascertaining as you're going through your history is, have you done something similar before, or how has what you've done before going to apply to what we're doing? They have to do that in their head on the fly. It's like doing trig on the fly, okay? That's what happens when they ask you about your stories. You need to tell them about their stories and the stories you're going to make together. So if you've seen, I have some interviewing videos out there about shifting the discussion to the future. The reason you want to shift the discussion to the future is because when an employer or an interviewer asks you about your stories about your past, these are the behavioral interviewing questions, and this is why they suck, is because they're asking you about your past. And what they're doing is they're trying to see how you did something in your past, which is no guarantee that that's the way you'll do it in the future. And it is absolutely no guarantee that that's the way you'll do it in their environment, with different variables and different scenes and different customers and different players and different partners and different technologies and different, but just about everything. Okay, So this is where interviewers go wrong if they're asking you about your past. Now, a lot of them do, and a lot of them want to understand that because they want to know where you've been. And that's fine. Get through that part of the process as quickly as possible. As you answer their questions, the way you win the interview is by saying, okay, that's how I did that project. That's how I did that in the past. That's how I assembled that issue and organized it, and so on. That's how I handled that interaction. Do you have a similar situation in your organization currently, or anticipate one that's similar, and I can share with you how I would approach that? And so what you want to do is you want to turn the discussion from your past to their future, and this does a number of things. Number one, remember I said it was like doing trig on the fly, and like they're trying to say, well, he did that there, so how would he do it over here? They don't have to do that anymore because you're going to do that for them. Okay? So, hey, we've got this scenario here with this customer. She's a real problem. How would you work the project to satisfy her? Now they've just planted you on the team. It's easier for them to understand the steps you're going to go through because you're talking about how you would do it in their environment based on what you learned. By doing it in the future, it covers not only your past, it covers their future, because in order for me to tell you accurately how I would do that and make sense, that means I had to have drawn on experience that I already have. But they don't understand that you can feed two birds with the same piece of bread, so they start in your past instead of getting to the future right away. So you need to do that for them. So you need to say, hey, this is how I did it. Do you have a scenario that I could speak to so that you can know and get more comfort with how I would handle it in your environment? Then you walk them through it, and then they're already imagining you there. And even if you didn't do it perfectly, what you're helping them understand is, this is my line of thinking. And you know, there's probably some things you can point to that, I only know so much about your environment or how I would handle that, but most interviewers would be like, yeah, that's a great strategy. You know, hey man, he kind of skipped here or skipped there, but we could just fill him in on that and he would be fine. So that's what wins the interviews. That's what wins the interviews. I have a video out there about 12 steps for winning the executive job interview or something like that. I can't remember the name. It's about a 20-minute interview. I go through 12 things. This is one of them. It's huge. I don't care if you're a senior person or not. You should check that out. Those are not words. That is using words to tap into somebody's imagination, and their imagination is way more powerful than their logistics and analytics and their connecting of the dots of how what you did in the past maps up with what you're going to do in their future. So that wins it. That wins it 100% of the time. 100%. The person, the candidate who does that, who shifts the discussion to the future, gets the job. Always. Always, always, always. All right. Hope that helps. All right. Silkia, how you doing? Hey, Andy, I'm 27, but I look late teens, okay? And my size and voice doesn't help. Okay. I was a district manager for 6 years, yet no job offers. How do I stand out in Orlando's flooded job market? Well, the first thing is, I don't know what you were a district manager for. And there's a million reasons why you're not getting job offers, and I don't know. So a lot of people think, well, I got some interviews and I didn't get a job offer because I don't interview well. Maybe you're interviewing for the wrong jobs. Maybe you're targeting the wrong companies. What I would say is forget all that. I would focus on my job search networking videos and those tactics, because if you are surfacing the right kinds of jobs the right way, meaning you're getting in as an employee referral, or you're chummying up to people who work there, or whatever it is, you're gonna get the wind at your back as you go in. Most people have a hard time because they go in cold. So I get that the market is flooded. I know that there are different labor markets and different levels of tightness in different places, but Orlando is pretty populated. You're not in some rural area. So my suggestion would be to focus more on your networking tactics. I know that you may not think that's where the issue is, but I would be willing to bet that is where the issue is. And the fact that you're 27 means you've been working probably at least 5 years, maybe longer. I would start with the places you want to go, and then try mapping people that or people that they can introduce you to get there. So you want to map your network. You don't want to just start calling your friends. You want to figure out where you want to go first. That's called targeted networking, and then figure out what's the route to get there. So I know Andy and he knows somebody, and so on and so forth. But that's what I would do there. All right. Darter. I believe I signed up for the resume writing masterclass, but I haven't seen any of the 3 emails that was mentioned. Is there some way to get them I missed? First thing is, for all of you that did sign up for the resume writing masterclass, you would have immediately gotten an acknowledgement that says you're registered. Whenever that was, whether that was 2 months ago when it was open, or whether that was Monday at 11 p.m. Pacific time. So if you didn't get that, then you weren't registered. But if you got that and you're not getting the daily emails, the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday lessons on the career profile, the career highlights, and the professional experience section, then I would, if I don't know if it's a Gmail or whatever, sometimes our emails go to the promotions tab, sometimes they go to the marketing tab, but you can most certainly email support@milewalk.com and ask. And then Kara will check, and then we'll let you know if you're registered or not. All right, Angie, how you doing? Kathleen Phillips, how you doing? I bet you got nice weather today. So, Mohit, how to reach to an executive position outside your company without being in an executive position. 2, are there any free courses online or classrooms that you could recommend? I have tons of videos on elevating your level that are free on my YouTube channel. The best way to do that is in my boot camp, where you get 12 and a half hours with me and access to me in the system, and access to me at your fingertips, and access to me as you need and as you have these questions. But I don't know that there are any free courses, not that I certainly have, and I've not found any other trainers programs that I think are worth recommending. All right. You are welcome, Addie. B. Sutton, I think that's Brian. I think it's Brian. How you doing? Hopefully. You gotta let me know that for sure. Just confirm that. Dan Morris, how are you? Hey, Kara, can you do me a favor? I don't know. Did you put the bootcamp link in here? We've got, folks, just as your guys are getting familiar with my stuff, the Job Search Bootcamp is my signature job searching program. And I have a leadership monthly mentoring program that is my signature leadership program. Those are the 2 biggies. Hope you check them out. If you ever are wondering what is going on at the Mile Walk Academy, go to milewalkacademy.com. It's all laid out there. So, hey, Natalie. Elliot, Axelrod, how you doing? Been a while. Hope you're doing well. Alvaro from Houston. Steve, good. Dimitri, you're from Moscow. Oops. Dang. I slipped. Sorry. I don't know why it does this. Sorry, folks. Sometimes the chat just then zips down to the bottom, and that's why when I look like I don't know what I'm doing, that's what's happening. All right. Let's see. Let's keep rolling. Try to get more of these questions in. Hugo, Felix, how you doing? Hugo, your text made the emails, man. Wait, you guys, I know these are like little inside jokes at my boot camper, but Hugo texted me on one of the live shows, and he was thanking me because he's got a new job. And it's somewhere in the text it says that my stuff was a lifesaver. So I put a picture of a lifesaver in the text over his text. It's in the emails. I know this sounds ridiculous, but you're gonna get a picture of Hugo's text with a lifesaver on it. Hugo, I hope you don't mind. Oh. Yeah, one thing. Okay, Connie, thank you. Looking for the video on the first 30 days at the new job. So, one thing in this, so I'll mention this because Connie Cotter is one of our beloved boot campers, and it just as so you guys know about the promotion, and you're not going to hear about it till the end. In my boot camp, it's 5 main modules for your job searching, but I also threw 5 main modules in your training system called my Career Accelerator program. It's a $400 program that you can buy separately, but in this promotion of the boot camp, I'm giving it to you free. And I think Connie was asking, the first session of the Career Accelerator program is how to ace the first 90 days. And Connie, that's in the Career Accelerator program. So if you haven't seen it, You know, it's a phenomenal, what I try to do with my bonuses is I try to, if you enroll in my courses, I want to get your issue solved. So for a lot of you that enroll in the boot camp, the job search boot camp, you have a job, you want to find a job. But then what's the next thing you're going to need? So I'm always thinking about what's next for you. So everybody who's enrolled in the boot camp from the beginning of time, it's like 3,000 people, we granted them access to this career accelerator, even though it wasn't part of their package. But I wanted to do that. And anybody who's buying it now and enrolling in it is going to get it for free. It won't always be that way, but right now it is, because I want to entice you to get in. So it's really good. It's really, really good. We did it live in February. You have all the recordings. It's awesome. So Connie is starting her new job and in the process, and lots of luck. And Hugo, you're great, and you got a lifesaver on our text. All right, Mulima, how are you? Lorenza, how you doing? Love that name. From London, a boot camper. All right. Hugo, what's the best way to spend time while you wait for a background check to clear after an offer? I have been reading standards and catching up on industry news. Any other suggestions? Yes, Hugo got a killer new job and an offer and all that good stuff that came in and negotiated higher than it was originally expected. But Hugo and everybody else, while you are waiting to get started, what I would do is I would ask them, you know, is there anything that they have that they would feel comfortable allowing you to look at? I'm assuming, you know, everything is signed. They're just doing the background check. If they were uncomfortable with that, you can sign a non-disclosure agreement or something that should anything fall through, the background check's not going to fall through on you. But that's what I would do is, you know, can I start having conversations with people at the organization or all that good stuff? If they don't want you to do that, then go and have a vacation, you know, and enjoy the time with your family. A lot of companies are different. Sometimes, you know, you're waiting a couple weeks. Companies they want to give you all the stuff right away, get your laptop, do whatever, get you access to the systems and all that good stuff. And other companies, they just want you to show up on the first day and give it to you. But that's what I would do. I mean, I had a couple times, 2 times in my life where I started a new job and I was all over it, you know, week before, getting my stuff and getting dialed up. But I realize it could be a little trickier because you're in the middle of a background check. All right. B. Mars, how you doing from Canada? Paul, how are you? Ting from Seattle. Gabriel from Reno. Deepak, I don't have a bachelor's degree in computer engineering, but I only have a diploma. Okay. It's all right. Computer engineering, if you are pretty sharp and you got good computer skills, that's pretty good. Leslie, how you doing from Texas? Andre from Portugal. All right. Devora? Hi, Andy. Thanks. You are welcome. Stephen, how you doing? Southern Cal. Mas Juani, how are you? Let's see. All right, wait. Oh, one other thing. I want to mention this because we're on for another 8 minutes. Because I'm with my boot campers, 3 weeks I'm not here. So the next 3 Thursdays, I'm with my boot campers. So Live Office Hours is on vacation until I think it's May 9th. So if you want to see me, you got to be in the boot camp or you got to be in the leadership program. But really, I hope you pay attention and really give some thought to the messages that I'm sending you in your email inbox. It's a darn good program, and we're going on our 8th live round. The stuff works, and I've been tinkering with it and just improving it based on feedback and results and all kinds of good stuff. It's humming pretty good. It's humming pretty good. If there are any boot campers that are here, which I mean Hugo, Connie, I mean all you folks, Lorenza, you know, share your experiences with what's been happening. Would love that. John from Melbourne, how are you? Steve, my wife to friend is tuning her own heart. Oh, Steve, you know what? That's just too big a blue ocean. I would look at branding, my branding videos, my resume videos, and my cover letter videos. Sam, how are you? I think we just got connected on LinkedIn. By the way, if you guys are not connected with me on LinkedIn, all you need to do is send me a connection request and just say, hey, Andy, I'm in your community. I would love to get connected, and I'd be happy to, help you network if I could, or follow me on LinkedIn or whatever it might be. But do that. Down in Virginia Beach, truth, I had 2 unplanned interviews while on vacation. Your tutelage was immensely helpful. So glad I'm part of your crew. I'm glad too, my friend, and glad to be connected with you. All right, Adam Stark. Let's see. Adam from the UK, I'm struggling to figure out some of my hard skills. Do you have any advice on how to do this? I have absolutely no idea why you would have trouble with that. Your hard skills are your hard skills. What are you experienced in? What business processes, technologies that you know? Those are your core competencies. I feel things like customer service can be a soft or a hard skill. Customer service is 2 things. There is customer service is a hard skill as you substantiate it, okay? So if you are in a customer service position, what do you do to serve your customers? How do I serve them? Do I fix their machines? Do I answer their questions? How many calls do I take a day? How many people do I see? How many customers do I visit? Any of that stuff. How much faster are you resolving their issues and those kind of things? Now, that will give you, from a soft skill perspective, a substantiation that you are, in fact, customer service oriented. But, if you're ever wondering and you're not sure and you want to work backwards, look at job descriptions for positions that align to what you want. And look for the hard skills and the softer skills that they're looking for. And then reverse engineer it. All right. Joseph Lustre, I don't know if it's Lustre. How long should a salary negotiation take to complete? How much time should I ask for to think over the overall package? Joseph, phenomenal question. And there's no simple answer to this. If I'm negotiating a salary for me to go to work at a company, or the one that I mentioned that Laura, my boot camper, did with all those facets, it could take a little more time. It also is dependent on how many things they can change, how open and receptive they are to changing them, and so on. The negotiation could last 1 minute if they say, that's it, final offer. Take it or leave it. Okay, so there is no hard and fast rule. One thing I will tell you is my goal when I negotiate an offer for any of the candidates that we place, or any of the boot campers as I advise them on their salary negotiations, 1 iteration. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want it to drag out because you asked for this and they came back with something else, and then you asked for something else and then they came back with something else. It gets tiring. It gets really tiring. So you want them to pitch their offer. You immediately, the first time you hear it, I mean, literally use these 2 things, not like see it in an email or any of that stuff. That's the hard and fast rule. I heard it. Soon as I hear it, that means I'm talking to somebody on the phone, I'm doing something in the video, right, live, or I'm in person. Regardless of where you are, you immediately want to ask them if they have any wiggle room. And I'm not going to go into all the techniques that I teach in the bootcamp, because once you ask a question like that, there's 4 different responses that they can give you, and you need to know how to answer each one of them. The point for this, kind of public setting is you want to ask, and then what you want to do is they can ask you, well, what'd you have in mind? Or they can say, I don't know, or I got to go check, or whatever. But what you need to do is you need to then create some space and time for you to think about it, and they will give you that. So I'm getting the offer, whether it's verbal or written, but once you see it in front of you, you need time to think it through and you need time to read it. So knowing what their initial pitch was should determine the amount of time you ask for. And as well as there's a number of other questions that you could be asking. But the point is, if they give you something that's like this dang close, and you're like, geez, I want 10K more, I want 5K more, or I just want a little signing bonus, or I want a couple extra vacation days, or whatever, that's quick. You already know. You just need to look at it and say, hey, listen, can I look at this overnight and I'll get back to you tomorrow? Kind of thing. Is there any wiggle room or whatever? Can I get back to you with my thoughts? I could read that thing and the other thing that it's a function of that people don't recognize, how long have you been in the process? The longer you have been in the process, for most of you, not like hugely senior executives, the longer you've been in the process, the more time you've had to think about whether you want this job. Then it becomes a matter of you should know. You see the numbers, then you just need to iterate. And if it's pretty dang close, you don't need a lot of time. You shouldn't need a lot of time. So there's so many factors that go into that answer, but I hope that helps and gives you a little insight. But it's going to be dependent on all that. And I would say use your noodle on that. If you've been in it a long time and you know this is the job you want, then you can iterate quickly. If you're not sure, you really need to digest it, you need to devise a counteroffer plan and so on, then you need a little bit more time. But you should not need longer than a week, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter how much money you make. Okay? Nobody needs that kind of time. All right, Carrie Freeman, how you doing? Daniel Morris, thank you for that plug. The boot camp is totally well worth every penny. It is like the greatest steal in town. It really is. All right, MC, Mary from Oak Brook, Mary from down the block. Mary, do I know you? All right, I've been in the real estate industry for 15 years and have great experience prior to that at a great firm such as Anderson Consulting. That's where I started my life, 10 years of my first 10 years out of school. Logistics, okay, if it's a long time ago. Heck yes. Heck yes. I don't even know what to say to that. Yes. Actually, Mary, you need to watch my career profile videos. And I hope I don't know if you're in the resume writing class. Career profile, folks, and the career highlights, which should be the top half of the first page of your resume, that should be no longer than 2 pages, paints the narrative you want. So if you got 15 years in real estate, but you want to get back to your other stuff, then you need to pull forward your other consulting experience. And you get them thinking in that, and then they know that you want to make a change back. That's what I would do. Karina, how you doing? Choi, what do you think about students what should students put on their business card? I don't think students should have a business card. Diana, how are you? Yay. All right. Yeah, yay for Kara. Diana's a wonderful boot camper. All right. Let me try to get a couple more in here, folks. All right. What should you do? Wait. What should you do salary negotiation to ask detail about benefits on the last interview with the company? Ting, I would wait for them to present that, then I would ask your questions. Dag. Okay, wait. Dag is a boot camper. Got an offer. Very excited, and it's a good offer. Here's the problem. I'm currently in the second round of interviews for my dream job. I have not signed the offer and need to stall for 1 week. Options. Yes, Dag. You know this. You know what I'm going to tell you. You could probably teach the community this. Is everybody, and Dag too, when you get into an interview process, you need to let them know everything you have going. So you should have been telling them this, that I have another week or so with this other company that I want to finish out at. I am receptive to your offer. So I would like to see that and discuss it with you, but I need a week just to make sure that I finish out this process. This may sound uncomfortable. It is not. This happens to employers all the time. All the time. It's uncomfortable for you guys because you go through this process so rarely. But an HR person, a recruiter, a hiring official who's trying to hire people, they see this non-stop. So you got to just communicate that with them. Say, listen, I need a week. I need a week. It's not even stalling. I just need a week because I have to finish this out. And I want to make sure that I can make a decision for you and me and everybody involved with the most information, with the most current information. What I really would like you to do is then call the other company and say, listen, I've got an offer. Same thing. Goes all back and forth both ways. I got an offer. I want to be respectful to this company. And I just want to know, is next week, Friday, our last session? Because I would like to give them, and if you're my dream company. Hey, you're my dream company. I really would like to finish out this process. I need to be respectful to this other company who I really like as well, who gave me a great offer. Can you give me some indication? Will that be the last round? And timing-wise, if it goes well, what would that look like? And if they got 3 other candidates and they got to play it out for 3 weeks, then you got different questions. And for you, buddy, you could just ask me in the system and we can just kind of go back and forth and we can kind of sort that out. But but that's what I would do. You guys need to be communicating. Okay. All right, listen, couple things really quick. If you're in the resume writing masterclass and you signed up and you've been getting the emails, you're going to get an email in the morning and it's going to say, click here to get your registration link. And then your registration opens at 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock Pacific Time. 1,069 people registered. Not all of them are going to show up. I don't know if 500 will show up. I don't know if 600 will show up. I don't know if 400 will show up. Get in early, okay? Don't miss it. All right, it's really great. The boot camp starts our live round on Wednesday. Then the following Thursday to Tuesday, Thursday. The boot camp's already all recorded, so you can, if you enroll today, you can watch the whole thing and then attend all the live sessions, and then those will get dropped into your training. But at a minimum, please, if you are considering something like that and you want to work with me on a deeper level, at least look at the emails. I paint some good information in there for you. I paint some stories with the people that have been through it. We talk about the benefits to you, some of the features in there. But check out the bootcamp page because there's a lot of information in there. Remember, you're going to get the Career Accelerator program. There's like $2,500, $3,000 worth of stuff in there, and it's totally legit. I'm not just like amping up the prices. So check that out. It starts on Wednesday. And then the other thing is we're going to wish Kara lots of luck. And I think that's it. The Interview Intervention book, they put in all new equipment to manufacture the books. So it's looking like the Interview Intervention book should start shipping like mid-April, meaning like toward the end of next week. I'm sorry about that for all of you that have ordered it, but you've got the ebook, the audiobook, the extra ebook, and all the other stuff. But we will notify you immediately as soon as that thing is off back order. And in the meantime, I want everybody to have a great weekend. For those people that I'll see tomorrow, looking forward to that. You're going to love it. You're going to love this event. You're going to love this event. And for everybody else, this will be out there recorded on YouTube and will be available via the same link you used to access it. If I didn't get to your question, just drop your question in the comments, and I will do my best to answer it probably over the weekend. If not, maybe even later today. So I hope that helps, folks. Love it, love it, love it. I'm off for a few weeks. So if you want to see me, you got to join the boot camp. Otherwise, I'll be back in early May. Take care. See you soon.